Now it's pretty normal setups, few bells, mostly ASM ones, and we're gonna start off here with Saints. Tell me a little bit about this guy. You've been playing against him for years.
Yeah, always a very, very strong sub-machine gun player. Very good at Detroit hardpoint. And in fact, my experiences teaming with him, he always has a good result on this map, usually dropping those 40 kills. But it's going to be tough versus the likes of Zuma and Attach. I think largely this map is going to come down to how Octane and Clayster are playing at that school side. Is Octane going to be able to shut him down enough to open his lanes for his sub-players? Otherwise, you know how Zuma and Attach are when they're comfortable on the map.
We'll start off for the first minute with this eLevate squad before making our way over to FaZe, but already you're going to see it's FaZe up just 10-5. Saints is going to break back through. Slacked also in the kill feed with the melee there on Attach, so 3 down for FaZe. Here's a little bit of time. Keep your eye on the mini-map, though. So far, eLevate's winning the battle as they set up for hill number 2.
Yeah, great job from eLevate right there, wrapping around those spawns and now spawning up at back green. Octane trying to post up at this bus stop area. Nice 2-piece right there to open up the kills at Middle Street. And now it's up to FaZe to try and wrap back around this Middle Street and school side. I'm not sure if they're just going to try and hit the front. Looks like Zuma's going to try to do that. Octane doesn't see too much right now. Crates, gunfights going down. Slack doing the best in the hill. 3-piece for him, and now eLevate's going to start expanding their lead.
That last kill while Slacked was injured. Got some help from Octane, only took a few bullets, so now Slacked feeling pretty comfortable. You do have an opponent right outside. It's Zuma, but Zuma too smart, not going to rush in by himself. He waits for his teammates, and although they fall, I like to see FaZe going back to their standard team pushes. They're not running in one at a time, which they were doing when they were failing a little bit earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Making sure that they're going, not separating too much when the kills aren't going in their favor, but so far, Tej and Slack taking their turn in the hill over and over again, and that is why eLevate's starting out with a pretty solid lead going into Garage. TJ Halley being smart enough to know that these spawns are way more important than that last couple seconds of scrap time. Huge gunfight going up in the back. Nice stun to basically render Enable useless with his bow back there, or sub, whatever it was. Saints now following up at the statue, making sure that his teammates are getting spawns, getting stunned out, but basically this position is all that matters on this hill.
Saints trying to break up the ramp. He's got teammates with him. TJ's going to get the 2. He's going to get 3 straight kills. Saints still following, and he is going to hang out inside while TJ goes on a rampage. 4 straight kills for the youngest player on this squad. And TJ Halley, what a breakout year he has had.
Yeah, definitely. The kid has been lights out ever since the first UMG, just making crazy interceptions. That's kind of how he got his name out there, doing very, very well with Stunner and the young gods on that team, we used to call him. But overall, TJ starting off 2.0 KD, putting out so much pressure on the hill. And this is what sort of worried me about FaZe on these hard points. We saw during group play, they were just kind of cruising to victory on some of these maps, had to go clutch on some of the hard points, but something like this, you're going to pay for it. If you go down too many points on a hard point, even if you're clutch as ever, there's not much you can really do when you're down 100 points.
FaZe has not dropped a match all tournament. Perfect through pool play. eLevate, a little bit of a rocky start to their tournament. Now starting to heat up, though. We'll go over to FaZe for a bit. Zoom and Attach instantly drop. Clayster and Enable still trying to find a way through to yellow, but look at your scoreboard. If you're just tuning in, yeah, those numbers are correct. FaZe down big, almost 70 points here with still 6 minutes to go. We're not at the halfway point, but this is really spiraling out of control. I expected FaZe to make the comeback. It hasn't happened yet.
Right. Finally starting to happen a little bit, largely due to Attach's 2-piece. He's always so darn good in this Yellow Hill Hotel, whatever you want to call it. He always roams around this sort of window room, like we see TJ roaming in there right now, always able to pick up that intro kill for his squad. Clay trying to do his best to get some of this scrap. So FaZe fights back a little bit, but this school hill is going to be tough. Looks like eLevate is completely ready for that rotation. All players positive for them thus far. And from what I've seen on Octane on this hill, this is his bread and butter, just sitting at that middle street, picking out people, but FaZe comes out strong with the 4 dead.
Yeah, Zuma got 2, Clay got the other 2. 4 down, Clayster on a 4 streak now, and much like you said, Octane, Clayster tried to set up there in front of the school. Attach and Zuma fighting for hill control, and although FaZe had 4 down and they set up properly, it's eLevate who comes through. Saints gets 2, finding a 3rd now. Slacked is gonna jump inside the hard point. eLevate is just flooding these hard points. FaZe doesn't seem able to keep up yet.
Yeah, pretty much. Octane just consistently getting to that middle box, making people weak, forcing players like Zuma. You see him just laying there waiting. Not much you can really do when a player like Octane is posted up here, and we see it time and time again. This little bit of a higher sensitivity allows him to snap onto these spawn kills so quick, able to pick up those 3 players so fast. Look at the score already. So much time on this School Hill. Very impressive stuff from eLevate so far. So much more pressure, and Zuma struggling. We saw him absolutely dominate every single team he played in groups, but right now it's the struggle. This is the first time he's had to deal with getting outslayed this badly.
Every single player positive on eLevate right now, and by a wide margin. You see +5, making now +4 for Slack. Saints +5 as well. Octane there, and TJ Howley having the best game out of all 8 players, 25 and 16. He had a nasty 7 streak earlier, was just on a 3 streak. Let's take it over, though, to the only one putting up numbers, Clayster. With that bout, really having a bit of trouble with Octane so far. 4:20 left on the clock, over a 100-point deficit. FaZe is looking like they're going to fall here in game 1 unless they turn it up right here.
Yeah, I think if the score is getting to that point where this very next hill is going to be the most crucial one. You just cannot go down this much, especially on Detroit. I would say it's fairly easy to contest most of these hills, especially the last 2. So they need to make something happen on this green one. Make sure they hold these spawns. They are getting those good trailer spawns right now. Clay, unfortunately, looks away at the first guy at Middle Street. Saints is that person at crates, just trying to make the work happen at the side green door, making sure that his teammates have time to go around. Smartly pushes to the back. Great plays from Saints right here. Just buying time for his teammates, although he did die. It allows his teammates, like we see, to push up and get that initial green control. Not sure if it was Saints actually, but one of the eLevate players pushed to that back green corner, and they have to go back and kill that guy, otherwise spawns are blocked for the rest of the game.
Glacier on your screen, you see it's nothing but blue in the kill feed. FaZe is waking up, but the score not reflecting it much. 94 to still 187, a hefty advantage for eLevate. Attach left inside. TJ trying to push through the mid street. Attach is going to stop him. 2 more players though, and Attach is just firing rockets from that ASM-1, doing so much damage. Zuma trying to keep control, but Saints is going to break through again. I said he was going to be the key player. +10. The man is going off, and he's doing it in a lot of multi-kills. Enable takes back over control of the hard point, though, and we'll find out, can they keep control of Garage? Clayster is going to have to get some big ones as he is going to push out down low. His teammates are about to pinch from the top.
Yeah, Attach getting an intro kill. Once again, Clay very smartly waiting for his teammates. He knows he has that bell in a disadvantageous position, and now FaZe is able to break. This is exactly what they need. They need to get every second of this hill if they're going to have a chance in this one. No contesting can happen. I wouldn't be surprised if eLevate switches to a lot of grenades, just start pelting him in there, making Attach move from his position, and yes, they do. That does happen, and eLevate is able to flip the spawn basically instantaneous. Clay was in the hill, wasn't back at that statue like they're used to, so eLevate noticed that, able to push around, flip those spawns, and break the hill.
18 points remain here, 70-point deficit. So FaZe climbing back, but they're running out of time. 2 minutes left, and eLevate, kind of the bigger story here, just 42 points away from taking game number 1. You look at the numbers, they continue to impress. Octane gonna find some action down low, but the real fights are happening over inside of yellow. Attach is gonna be working with Zuma, but Slack with the 2-piece should open the door for another eLevate flood. And here they come. Saints leads the charge. Slacked right behind him. Both players getting in. No one spawning close for FaZe. eLevate looks like they have done it, Teep.
Yeah, exactly. This is sort of what I was explaining about before. FaZe would let the game get away from them a little bit, but overall their individual talent would take over. But against a team like this, you're not going to outgun Saints, Octane, TJ, especially the way he's been playing on this one, 37 and 27 +10 before even going to the last hill. Highly expect him to drop that 40, but the game might just end before that's allowed to happen. 5 seconds left for eLevate. Completely unstoppable looking like right now. The subs of this team looking so much better than FaZe, and there it is. Didn't even get a chance to clutch up. That's what we've seen from FaZe in pool play, but eLevate just shut it down too early for that to happen.
112-point deficit. Ridiculous stuff coming out of eLevate. Wow. Where was this fire last night? Everyone having an incredible game 1. Saints is going to drop +10. You got +9 out of TJ. Octane right behind him with +7. Everyone putting in the effort, and everyone rewarded with some big numbers on the other side. Zuma, you called it earlier in the game. It didn't get much better. Going to finish -17. They're going to need a much better performance if FaZe wants to compete here in the respawns.
Completely agree with you there, Puckett, but this is the bounce back time for Zuma. He loves playing Search. He's so good at being aggressive on it. This is the map 2, where he needs to bounce back and quickly, otherwise this series will get away.
All right, guys, game 2 coming up when we return. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss Search and Destroy as we head to Riot.